Okay.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? So you're moving or you moved?
We moved.
Oh, okay. Nice. Where is it that you're at?
Colorado?
Oh, nice. Nice. I have a family member that just moved out there and she absolutely loves it.
It's nature. So much nature we're
Right?
connected to out here. Yeah.
You got a little bit of everything over there. Yeah. And how's the weather over there now?
Pretty delightful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you always lived in Colorado?
For my memory so far, I was born in Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah. I picked up on your accent.
Scott.
I couldn't pinpoint if you were
Yeah. I
Australian.
was yeah, Scotland, and then I moved to New England,
Yeah.
Massachusetts area, and then I've been out here for at least 20 years now.
Nice, nice. I don't think we have the best connection with you though.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
You can't hear me?
I could hear you, but
Okay.
you're
What I
you're
can
you're freezing on me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any control over that right now because I haven't got internet hooked up at the new place. If I turn the video off, you can hear me even better, but you probably want to record this. So
Yeah, yeah, can you go to maybe another area in wherever you're at? Maybe you have a better reception?
no, this is the only area I got right now.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we can give it a shot. Let's see. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see where we go. Okay, so let me give you an introduction. Um,
okay.
okay, so hey everyone, and welcome back to the Bear Experiment podcast. I'm your host, Monica Clavijo, and today I'm sitting with Neil and Joy, a spiritual teacher, a guide, a channeler of his spirit guides that he calls the Umms, who've helped people awaken to their soul's purpose and live in full alignment with the universe, from shifting perspective to manifesting love and abundance. Neil brings grounded yet mystical approach to understanding why everything in life is happening for us and not to us. So, first of all, I want to thank you all who are tuning in to watch our show on a weekly basis. I really appreciate your support. I would love it if you would consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and hitting the notification bell so that you never miss an episode and all of the amazing guests that we're bringing on the show that are helping us all elevate to our spiritual paths. So now let's dive in. So, welcome again, Neil, to the show. So let's just start off with who's Neil? What led you to your spiritual path?
Oh, just when the outside reality stopped making sense to me anymore, and my identity was sort of dying. It was leaving with that company, or it was leaving with that wife, or it was leaving with that just the normal things that happen when you wake up. There's a quote unquote crisis that happens in your life, and
Always,
then
right? Always an awakening happens after something tragic that
yeah,
or that we believe is tragic in our lives, and it's actually a
right,
blessing in disguise for the most part, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, then you get a chance to rebuild yourself, re-know yourself in a new way,
Hmm.
and that is the biggest gift you could ever ask for because that's why your soul came here. And that's why you came here too. You're in your soul. Your soul's not inside you. You're inside your soul. And so the more you surrender to that bigger part of you, the more fun this gets.
Yeah, I think you're so right about that. Absolutely. I've started
Mhm.
to experience that. The past couple of years have also been a little turbulent for me, and the more that I kind of like allow myself to go with the flow of life and not fight it so much, everything just started kind of becoming a lot easier, right? A lot easier. I became a lot happier, and it just feels that more things were just becoming more present in my life. So it's being in a state of presence. So why don't you explain for all of us what it is when all of you mystics say everything is happening for us and not to us. Because sometimes when we're in that state of turmoil and depression and anxiety and life just like smacks you upside the head, we're not seeing life like, okay, yeah, this is a value and a lesson that I'm supposed to learn to make me a bigger, better person toward my purpose. So at what point do we really sit down where we can better understand that? Can you explain that and make it easier for us to understand?
Yeah, I think that the first part is if you feel like you're depressed or you feel like you're in anxiety, you're a little bit too late. So just hold on tight. It'll be over soon.
Mm-hmm.
And the real way to attack this is to get out ahead of it, which means to wake up and practice thinking thoughts that feel really good, and to practice seeing the beauty in the fact that you have a bed and that you have pillows and that you have a roof over your head
Right.
and that you
Focus on the good. Focus on what you have present in your life because a lot of people don't,
yes,
right? And we take everything
yeah.
for granted.
And if you do that and you do that for 26 days in a row or 90 days in a row, and then in the afternoon, if you feel yourself falling off that horse, you just go back and you do a little meditation. You listen to the fan in the bathroom. You just stare out at nature, at a flame.
Nature's
And you,
beautiful when it comes to just leveling out for sure.
yes. And then with that practice behind you, now you won't be feeling anxiety. You won't be feeling depression. You'll be feeling, thank you for my eyesight. Thank you for my nose. Thank you for
Right.
my toes. And from there, everything is just gravy. Whatever comes to you from that frequency, it's like a channel you go on. This is the thankful channel. I'm thankful for everything. And then this is the, oh, I'm finding things wrong with life channel. And they're two different channels. And depending which one you're on, and there's a million channels in between those two channels, and whichever channel you're on, more things come to you that match the channel that you're on. So you,
Because in essence, right, our perspective, it's what's creating our reality in front of us.
yeah, yeah, the way it occurs to you, the oculus occurs is the eyes.
Hmm.
So what you see has to do with your state of being that you're in. And that's why the best opportunity in the world could come to two different people. And one person would go, no, there's nothing inside of that for me. And the other person would go, oh, yes, please give me that. And the same opportunity came to both people, but only the one that had been practicing being happy would be able to see the wonderful opportunity.
Yeah. So in essence, then, are we 100% in control of what we are manifesting based on what we're feeling?
100% control. That's sort of the ego wanting to
Mm,
be in control. I don't know about you, but every time that I've wanted to be in control, it just makes me feel more out of control
yeah.
the more I try to control things. So I don't really believe in control. What I believe in is that the better you're feeling and that you're practicing feeling, is the better things are going for you. And things are going great for everyone. It's just the more you're aware of how great they're going for you,
Right.
the,
Focus on
the more
that.
great they're going for you. And the more you're aware of that one annoying thing that's going on in your life right now, the more you focus on that one thing, you can make all the other things in your life come down to meet the way you feel on that one thing that sucks right now, if you want to.
Right.
And it's just your choice. Your choice is to focus on things that make you feel good,
That's the only
or
thing that you have control over is
that
what you
might,
are going to focus on.
yeah, and that means that you can control how you feel. So the world could be falling apart around you, and you could still be happy because you just be thankful for your breath right now.
Right. Being alive. Absolutely. Amen to that. So how do we begin to, for example, drop our ego and operate from a soul consciousness? You live in Colorado, you have a lot of open nature available to you, easily accessible. But some people, for example, that live in maybe Miami, a big city, New York, right? Busier cities, that's a little more difficult to operate in a nature scenic kind of environment. What's a good way for us to kind of like ground ourselves?
Take a salt bath, buy some Epsom salts at the store, and go home and pour your bathtub as hot as you can stand it, and pour salts in it, and just sit in it for half an hour. That's pretty grounding. The same as getting out in nature. Also, taking your shoes off when you do get out in nature and connecting with the earth. You're an electrical being. You're not what they taught you. You don't need to eat 3 times a day, 3 squares a day. You don't need snacks before school and after school. You don't need, what you really crave is minerals and water. You're 80% water. Drink a lot of that, put minerals in your body, and get thankful.
Yeah, no, it's really that basic, right? We overcomplicate everything so much.
Yeah.
So let's get into to what I found fascinating with you, your spirit guides that you channel and they give you so many messages for yourself and loved ones and humanity. And where did the name the ums come from? I mean, that's pretty unique.
Yeah,
Did you name them, or is that what they told you that their name was?
that's what they told me that their name
The
was.
Mms.
The Mms. And a lot of people have found me and said that resonates with me. I've been talking to the Mms too, they'll say, or they'll
Oh,
say,
really? Well,
yeah,
the ums because they've heard the same name, or just with the messages that you're sharing?
both, all of it.
Everything, all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that when you, I suppose, like what you said, stop operating from the ego as much and you just trust your intuition,
Yeah.
that it will never lead you wrong. Your heart will never lead you wrong if you're doing what your heart is excited for you to do. And even if you don't think you should say something, but it's what's your highest excitement to say is,
Right.
then creation wants you to say it because now you give other people the opportunity to see who you really are
Your authentic
and
self.
to either say no, I'm not that, and to run away from you, or to say yeah, I'm that, and to come towards you. And so the more authentic you are, the more the people, places, things, events find you that are a real match for you, not
Yeah.
the pretend one. um so it's pretty fun.
Which is the majority of the people, I think, the way that everyone operates, right? It's just like, is this the cool clique that I'm supposed to be hanging out with at work? Or is this the cool clique that I'm supposed to be hanging out with friends? You got company there?
I have a balcony and some people are
They're having
running
fun?
around. They're having fun. Exactly.
That's
They're
cool.
having fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just we thought that we needed to be a certain way, like you said, the cool click, to make others happy, to make our parents happy, to make our schools happy, to get
Or
good
just
grades,
to click or just to blend, right? With the cool kids. Isn't that,
or just to get more views on a video, or to get more
also?
likes, or to get more whatever. And if there was a devil, that was the trick that the devil would have played on us, is to get you to think that there's something outside of you that you need to please.
Hmm.
Because the truth is the only judge that is here is you. There's no other judge.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And yet we're also concerned always about people's judgment of what they're going to think about us, or right? And the
yes,
portrayal that they'll have with whatever we decide to do, whether it's a podcast or your content on TikTok. I'm sure that a lot of people have thought that it's a little nutty, the way that you can talk, and it's coming from the heart and your authentic self, and it is a lot of reality, and it's just what's happening in the world today, that this is becoming an awakened world, and more people are becoming more comfortable
yes.
with speaking about this topic.
Well,
So
that's because you, Monica, got on the court and started sharing about it. So
yeah,
the world you're on never changes. You change yourself
you
and
shift,
you
right?
shift, yes, to another planet that more closely mirrors you back to you.
That's so funny. And it's interesting because the way that you start your content always, it's like, I'm here because this message was meant to find you. And I
Yeah,
love the way that you start that, because it's happened on several occasions. I want to believe that it's the universe and not the algorithm of
yeah,
TikTok. But if I'm thinking of something, or I'm asking for an answer for a question that I just need some divine answers for, you've popped up 3 times already, where it's like, and I'm just like, I
yeah,
know you told me no the first time to be on the podcast because you were busy. And I
yeah,
said, he's going to come on and he's going to contact me. I'm just going to wait for divine timing. And you did reach out to me. So thank you. I know that you have
yeah,
a lot going on.
yeah. It's fun. I'm
Yeah.
happy we allowed this for ourselves.
Yeah. When the ums started communicating with you, so when did that take place? How long ago? And how was that first message that you received? Did it freak you out, or were you welcoming to receiving
Well,
it?
I've always been channeling them. I just didn't know it when I started necessarily. I have in my Patreon a collection called Channeled Messages.
Hmm.
So about a year ago, I started putting the messages in this, or more than that now, into this Patreon collection. And then, yeah, I just always enjoyed doing it. And then I kind of forgot about it for a little while. I got busy doing like, I
Life.
don't know. Yeah, I guess so. And then but I always kind of kept it going a little bit in the background because I've always had an audience online ever since I started now. Um, I mean, I can start a new account tomorrow, and I've got people there that are excited to receive whatever it is that I'm sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that sometimes. Sometimes I delete old accounts and I start new ones, and I just realize it's not me or it's not my account. It's just the message that's coming through is really truly being asked for by people. And
Right.
so I just look at it like if I don't do it, then I'm stopping people from receiving what it is I came here to give them. And so, and it's one of my highest excitements. I like doing it. I go out in the woods and I make some videos every day almost. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll make like 5 videos at once and then I won't make a video for a few days or I just like doing it. And I've created a lot of community around the world,
I'm
people in
sure you have.
all different places, all different situations, all different walks of life,
Hmm.
from people that are richer than you ever imagined to people who don't have anything right now. I've supported people in different moments through the things that I've made. I've made some ebooks, channeled ebooks,
Hmm.
um, which are now becoming physical books. People have showed up to help me and support me and donated art to me and donated their time to me and donated money to me and donated. So I receive a lot. One of the things that I believe gets confusing out in the hologram is just that you believe you have to do something to make ends meet or to make a living. And the truth is that you're going to be supported no matter what you do or don't do. You will be supported no matter what you do or don't do. And if you look at your life and realize that you always had the ability to do what you needed to do when you needed to do it, you start to say, oh, okay, I always had abundance. I always had abundance. And now what do I want to do for the fun of it? I'm going to be supported doing whatever I want. So what do I want to do now? And if you approach,
It's about not acting in fear, right? It's like that fear ego kind of that takes over us, where it's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to pay the mortgage and we're gonna be homeless.
yeah, that would be fear, false evidence appearing real. And then also greed is also fear.
Yeah.
The need to have a lot of something really comes from a place of fear that you won't be good enough if you don't have a lot. And so yeah, it takes accepting yourself the way that you are. But once you do that and realize that you're worthy enough to do what you actually are excited to do,
Hmm.
then your whole world that you shift to mirrors that back to you and everything agrees with you. So if you agree that you might get like lose the home and go homeless, then you'll have that experience. If that's something that you're scared of, you'll
Yeah.
create some of that for yourself till you can realize that it's actually not all that bad. Losing your
Right.
home is not that bad. There's always another home or another place for you to stay. And and so it's about shifting, yeah, like you said, out of fear and more out of the need to make anything different. That's the human condition. The human condition is like, oh no, the way that it is right now isn't good enough. Oh no, the blue car is not good enough. I got to get the red car. Oh no, the house with
Yeah.
2 bedrooms isn't good enough. I need the one with 4 bedrooms. Oh
You
no,
always
the
want
one,
more.
yeah. Oh, iPhone 15 is not good enough. I need 16 and a half. You know, like it's the like perpetual disease, dis-ease of
Hmm.
not enoughness, not enough. What is isn't enough. And you can't fix it with money. There's no amounts of millions of dollars that will cure you of this disease. It's only through your choice to be content with what you have. And you don't need any money to be content with what you have. It's just a choice to be content with what you have. And then to take action from that version of you. Okay, everything's good. Everything's exactly how I wanted it to be. That's why I created this moment. Now, what do I want to do? And go and do what that guy or girl wants to do and watch your soul take you on a bunny rabbit trail that your soul could only have created for you, that no amount of money could pay for on the planet. It's that good.
It's so true because how many millionaires, billionaires, don't we hear about that they have every material luxury that we all dream of maybe one day even walking into, right? Or
Yeah.
experiencing even for one day. And they have that handed to them from the moment that they're born. Yet they're
Yeah.
suicidal. They're
Yeah.
unhappy, right? They're sleeping around, they're doing drugs. It's like there's nothing that makes them happy at that point. And Jim Carrey reflects a lot on that, right? With the
Yeah.
fame and fortune that he's gained throughout his life. And he says, I wish that everybody could experience what it's like to be, rich and famous so that they know that this is not the answer. This
Well,
does not make you happy. Once you get it, you're
J-
still you're still empty if you're not fulfilled inside.
Jim Carrey was part of a religious organization that he no longer agrees with. And he saw the sacrifice that was made in order to receive some of those material things. And
Mm-hmm.
really, what he wants you to know is you don't have to sacrifice anything to have a great now. In fact, like you said, having $10 million isn't necessarily better than having $10. It's different. It's a whole lot different.
Well, money's
But
good, right? It helps you. It gives your
it's
family
not
comfort.
better than though. No, because you could say for dinner tonight, someone could give you dinner. Your best friend could come by your house and say, "Hey, can I come pick you up so that we can go to your favorite restaurant in that favorite part of town? It's my treat."
My
So,
treat.
so you didn't need the money for it. So it's an illusion of lack that you needed a bunch of money to satisfy you, when in fact, you could be satisfied now anyway. And
So
if you,
let me ask you, and I'm sorry to cut you
mhm,
off because this is personal for me now.
mhm,
I'm Cuban born. I came to this country when I was 3 years old, immigrant,
mhm,
my father was a political prisoner, so we came here with nothing.
mhm,
And I lived the life of an immigrant child, right? Like,
yeah,
finish all the food on your plate because there's kids in
yeah,
Cuba that are starving. And it was like that programming that I grew up with. And I'm
mhm,
48 now. And still to this day, we go back to what you said earlier. No matter how difficult things have gotten, I've never not had what I needed, right? Like the
yes,
world has always given me, the universe, God, whatever we want to call it, that grand beauty has always offered me what I was lacking at that moment. But yet there's an
yes,
internal fear that I always have, like, oh, if I got, like I always got a little stash hidden hidden in the house somewhere in case of an emergency because I always have to have money under the table or under the bed. And it's just
yeah,
one of those fear where it's been brought up to my attention by my very good friends where it's like, Monica, you gotta like chill out already. But it's just this programming that I've had such a hard time letting go of. And as
yeah,
I just relocated to another city with my daughter as a single mother.
yeah,
And I let go of everything, all my furniture, like you name it, clothes, like I was starting from
yeah,
scratch. And I'm trying. I'm really trying to detach from anything material in my life, and I'm still
yeah.
struggling with that. So, from your perspective and opinion, from a spiritual point, how can I fall more into ease with that acceptance and surrender?
Well, it's a choice. It's saying that even worry is 100% belief that
Yeah.
things are going in a way that you don't prefer. So that's one option, right? You can do that. You're free to do that. I'm not here to take away your struggle, right? And you can also say, I choose to believe that things are always working out for me. Even if they look like they're not working out for me, I know that they're always working out for me because I made it this far and things have always worked out for me this far.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just another choice. It's like two different channels. One is the worried one who stacks money under your bed. What's your address again? Under your bed.
Let me rewind that. Let me cut this part out of the podcast. Yeah, right.
so so that's one version of you. Now, by taking the action of stuffing it under the mattress, you're actually creating the circumstance where you're going to need it from under the mattress.
Mm-hmm.
So insurance is the same thing. If you buy a huge life insurance
Right.
policy,
Right.
you're actually betting against your own life so that
Mm-hmm.
you'll leave a bunch of money to your daughter, for example, right? But wouldn't you rather just be there with your daughter,
A
like
hundred
with
percent.
however much money you did or didn't have?
A hundred
So
percent.
so we place these energetic bets against ourselves, not consciously perhaps, so that we can have an experience of lack and limitation. And once you get sick and tired of experiencing lack and limitation, you'll find me. And then I'll invite you to take the courses that I've created. They're all donation based. Read the books that I've made. They're all donation based. You can get them for free, regardless of your financial situation, because it's just a choice. Are you really sick and tired of being sick and tired? If you are, you'll go take the courses and stuff that I made. If you're
Right.
not, then you
There's no
won't. You'll keep doing
excuses.
what you're doing. Yeah, you'll just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not here twisting anyone's arm to do anything because I don't care what you do because I already have everything in place that I need every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I just do it because I can, because I was somebody who started I owned a private wealth management firm. I
Mm-hmm.
started a cryptocurrency hedge fund, and I created circumstances of lack in my life just to find the hidden door, the hidden window. And the hidden door, the hidden window, I'm taking my finger now, I'm sticking it in my mouth, and I'm smiling because then the smile takes over my face and I get the emotions of the smile and the endorphins of the smile. And everybody can do that no matter what's going on in
No
their
matter
life
how
right
bad it
now.
gets, right?
There's nothing that serious going on here unless you choose to tell the story of how much it sucks, of how much money you don't have, of how much the struggle is, of how much
Right.
you got raised that way, of how much. The more you spend time on that channel, is only one moment here. You can't bring abundance into the now and tell the story of what hasn't been working and this trying and the that like all that language is just filling the now
Just
with the
adding to
do.
it.
Yes, so if we just quit telling the story of the experience we don't prefer, we come back to our breath. We get thankful for our eyes. We get thankful for our nose. We get thankful for our toes. We get thankful for our lungs. We get thankful for the trees. We get thankful for the technology working
Mm-hmm.
and you and me being available in this now time space reality together. We get thankful for the internet did hold up good enough for us to do
Yes.
this, you know.
Yes. Don't jinx
We,
it.
yes, and we just get thankful and we stay thankful. See, there is no jinx. That's more the story of the other thing. Like, oh no, it can be so good that it's gonna go bad. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it just if you just stay over here and you don't let anyone convince you otherwise, you will start living the life experience of your dreams today. They might not be able to see it from the outside. They might go, no, what? No, she's living where or what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. She
But
hasn't achieved anything. She hasn't accomplished much.
you don't care what they think anymore. You
Right.
just choose to know that you're worthy just to exist by existing. The fact that you exist means you're already getting paid to exist.
Yeah.
And if you start thinking that way, okay, I'm already paid today, no matter what. What do I want to do? And that version of you is a totally different version of you than the one who's like, I got to stick stuff under my mattress today in case it gets bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm being extreme here just for our
No, and again,
example.
it goes back to the programming that I've had ever since I was born,
But
right?
the thing about programming is the second you know you were programmed, you're unprogrammed.
Mm-hmm. I choose to keep believing it.
You used to keep filling the space with it. And it's normal because you want to be understood. And every human wants to be understood.
The
It's
logical
just
mind at that point, right?
it's just that you can't get there from there. If you gave up the need for anyone to understand you ever again,
Mm-hmm.
and you just decided I choose to be loved right now. I choose to give and receive miracles every day, which is what you're doing with your podcast. You're giving people miracles, you're giving people right? And then you're receiving miracles too
Yeah.
by being on here.
Thank you.
So you're giving it, I choose, and you operate from that frequency and don't let anything out here convince you that you're not
Otherwise.
on that frequency.
Yeah.
Like get a bill in the mail or what somebody says in a comment or any of that stuff. You just kind of just wave to them. Hi, good to see you. Bye. It's like a wave. They'll come in, they'll exist, and they'll
Yeah.
go away again.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way. That's a good analogy of how to look at it. Let's go back to the ums
Okay.
because I want to understand that a little bit better. Now, with you, are you do you have any psychic abilities, for example, where from a young child you've been able to communicate, to spirits and or did this happen after you kind of like, started going through some rough waters out there?
Well, once you connect, it's like abundance. Okay. Once you realize that you are abundant, you are abundance. Once you have that realization, you look back at your life and you go, oh, yeah, I had it then. I had it then. I had it then. I was able to do that then. I had it then.
That's right.
You always had it. You never didn't have it.
You're right.
You always had it, you know? Now, you might have been able to find another version of you on another day who thought that they weren't abundant. But you know now from the perspective that you're at now that that person had a lot of abundance too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this is the same thing. It's once you realize you're connected, you start remembering things when you were a kid and the different experiences that you had where you've always been connected. You've never been unconnected. You can pinch yourself off one day by telling the story of depression and what's not working in your life. And you can have that experience of lack if you choose to, but really you're having an experience of an abundance of lack because you're focused on
on
lack.
on the lack.
So, so, so yeah, I've always been connected. Um, when I wrote my first book,
It
it
was
was clearly,
channeled?
yeah, it was clearly channeled messages. I would get myself into a heightened state of being for me back then. And
So what
then
you would go into a meditative state, and that's when you would
yeah,
receive the messages?
I'd go out in the middle of the woods, no one was around. I'd meditate. I'd to go to sauna. I'd exercise out in nature. I'd do breath work. I just feel really good. And then right from that place, and then lately I don't need to do as much of that to connect. I can just close my eyes and my guides are always with me.
Hmm.
But in the beginning, it just takes prioritizing yourself over what your spouse thinks you should do, what your mother thinks you should do, what your
Yeah,
father thinks you should do, what your boss thinks you should do, what your friend next door thinks you should do. Like when you stop caring what
I
anybody
agree.
else thinks,
Hmm.
and that often happens in a time of crisis because in crisis you just stop caring because it's like, well,
And you tend retreat, right? And kind of be alone. You don't want to be around anybody, and that state of aloneness also, I guess, awakens all of these abilities that maybe were shut off, right, without the exterior noise that we were around all the time.
stillness is your friend,
Stillness, yeah.
including turning these beautiful handheld devices that we have off.
I know, and it's so hard because we're so
If you
addicted to them.
say so, if you say it's hard, if you say it's easy, it's also easy. So you just leave it at home when you go to do those things that you like to do outside of the house,
Right.
and you just start practicing. Because what happens is you have technology in here and it will turn on when you stop using this technology out here.
That is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true. So what kind of messages have they given you for humanity to hear right now? The ums.
That you already are everything that you wish to be. There is no gap between your ideal life and who you are now. It's just an illusion that you gave yourself that you were less than, that you weren't worthy enough, that your legal systems and your financial systems and your school systems and your political systems, they were all reflections of old versions of you. And now, as you let those old versions of you die, in a sense, even though there is no death, energy only gets reborn. It's just that as you let those old parts of you that used to care about certain things go back to the light, now you're going to see those old systems go back to the light rather quickly.
Hmm.
And there are already new systems that are in place for you. All you have to do is match the frequency of them to see them, which means what are you doing with your energy today? How are you contributing to others? If you want to live in a world where others contribute to you, start taking your energy now and contributing it to others, people around you in the ways that are in alignment for you. Do it from a place of overflow, not from a place of needing to get something back from it. And watch how quickly you shift. As soon as today, this is not a long time for most of you. This is a permission slip that you can use to realize that you are part of the God molecule. You're one with all of it.
Hmm. We're all
Everything,
connected.
everything that you've ever received, you gave yourself. So you can't, well, you can give yourself the perspective of not giving to yourself if you want to, but you don't need to. You can just be thankful and stay thankful and
Hmm.
give freely and watch how you shift universes as quickly as today.
I agree. I agree. It's interesting because I have kind of like an outline to help me with the flow of our conversation.
Yeah.
And before I even get into the next question, you're answering it with the one before. So we're definitely in sync with the way that we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and you talk with your, personal ways of reacting on a daily basis where you wake up in the morning and you ask, how can I serve today? And I loved that because I do believe that we are all born to serve and help others. I do believe that fundamentally from the bottom of my heart. It's a selfish perspective because even with the podcast, it started from me wanting to help others because it was soothing me and it was helping me just hearing talking
Yeah.
to people like you, right? Like you're helping me and at the same time I'm helping somebody else, right? So
Yeah.
we're paying it forward. But I like how you say that you wake up every day and you ask, how can I serve? How can I serve today? And I think that's a beautiful way to kind of guide your life by. Do you get a different answer every day, or is there kind of like the same path that you are sticking to at this moment that, for example, your spirit guides could be telling you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to define serve. So most people, when they say serve, they mean servitude. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean like that. Most people, when they want to help someone, it comes from a place of seeing that person as needing the help. And I don't want to do that either, because the
Mm-hmm.
truth is, you don't need my help. You don't need my support. You don't need anything from me. And you're an infinite creator who came here to live in the human experience. You're already a master. You're not some kindergarten class that came down here to learn all these little kindergarten lessons so you could graduate one day. You're an ascended master who came down here to play on the earth field in the earth game because of the expansion that you would bring through for consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So from that perspective, now you can ask, and knowing inside of that frequency of I know who I am in truth, I know what I am in truth, I know how I serve in truth, just to experience I am free, I am free, I am free. Then you can ask, yeah, what does my soul want me to know today? What can I do that would be in the would be most valuable for all the parts of me, including all the parts of me that are the other parts of me in my life, including my spouses and my kids and my communities, and then my people on social media who just see me for the first time today or for the 50th time or the millionth time, whatever it is. How can I give to them? And if you show up for that, now you're going to get impulses in your day. And if you show up for them, it could say, go to the end of the street and jump up and down and do jumping jacks. If you do that, you'll get more. You'll get more
Yeah.
inspiration. Inspiration's like air, it comes in, goes out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You don't need it to come in, and then go out. And so, same as money. Money can come in and go out, go in
Yeah.
and out, in and out. You don't need it to come in, and then go out. So, the more you use the resources that you have to do your highest excitement, not letting anything be an excuse for you to play small or to go back into that fear and lack limited
Mm-hmm.
person of you, the more you'll get. So, if someone comes along and says, hey, here's this product you've been asking for. You just said to somebody yesterday, I really want one of these, right? Then the next day it comes to you. It costs $97. You have $100 in your account. And you say, no, because I'm worried that tomorrow, where's
Yeah.
my next money going to come? I'm
Yeah.
going to have $3. Then you're living small again. It's like you conjured up the energy. It came to you
And
and
then
you were
you're
like,
like, oh,
I'm going to go over here now. And
yes.
instead, you ask for something. It comes to you the next day. It costs $97. You have 100. You pay for it. Now you create another fractal momentum now, well, you'll have another ability to pay for something else that comes to you that you really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
The more you stay small and play small, the more small you get. The
Mm-hmm.
more you step into your power, your empowerment, your divinity, your God creator mode, you'll get more reflections. Reality agrees with you. There's no one to convince of anything. It's just watching you, and whatever you're doing, it's mirroring you back to you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you explain it so easy, right? Or you make it sound
Yeah.
so easy the way that you're explaining it.
Hmm.
And sometimes I find it so difficult to really apply it on a daily basis, right? Because again, the logical mind, the monkey mind just kind of kicks in when you're kind of in that flow, and then it's like, oh, wait, but if I spend the $97, I'm only left with, right? And
Yeah.
how do I pay the light bill then at that point, right? It goes back to that fear-based mentality
Yeah, and
that
then
we
you
have.
just create more situations for you not to pay the light bills.
Yeah. Another important aspect of spiritual awakening and kind of finding your authenticity is what you were saying earlier, finding your tribe, right? The people that are like-minded, that kind of feel and think the same way that you do. And with that, you have created the Soul Tribe community on your end. So why don't you
Yeah,
talk to us a little bit about that? Because I myself am looking for a community, a tribe to kind of be a part of and learn more and evolve, and just hear what you guys are doing so that I can apply it as well and see if it works for me.
yeah,
Because I'm new to this. This is very new to me, right? Like
yeah,
I'm a recently awoken soul, right? That's kind of like the way that I see myself now.
yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about your soul tribe community.
So it's called Soul Purpose Tribe
Mm-hmm.
because we're people who want to live our soul's purpose. And that really is to be yourself authentically. And I channel my guides, the mms, there every week, where I invite you up onto this and you can ask questions and I'll bring through the answers. And then you also get to connect with all the other people in the tribe, and you can even host your own events inside the network on whatever topic you want, and have awakened beings come and show up and support you in whatever you're up to. We started off meeting all virtually through the Mighty Networks, which is a nice app that's easy to connect with each other on and have
Okay.
group meetings. And then we're doing in-person meetings. So in 2 weeks, June 5th through the
Mm-hmm.
8th, we're meeting in person. I'm doing a channeled evening with the Mms, and we're doing an art event afterwards. I'm going to talk about the new systems of the world for humanity. I'll probably make some recordings of it and send it out around. And then, yeah, it's just a way for people who they're kind of past manifestation stage. Like, I want to manifest whatever, in their life. And they're at the next stage where it's like, I want to do something that's good for everybody, you
Right.
know? And
Right.
so how can we do that? And I've been doing that for a while. So I'm happy to share everything that's worked for me. But a lot of the value comes from you guys talking to each other,
Yeah.
because we've got some real wisdom keepers in there who are one with the plants and the animals, and know about how to manage the ground. I mean, it's a real community. There's people that are good with building things with their hands. There's people that have been sort of knocking down the old financial system. There's people that are sharing the wisdom for really most of our value comes from nature, and most of humanity has taken that value and thrown that away and turned it
A
into
hundred
com-
percent.
computer screens like we're on right now. So I'm not making them wrong. I'm just saying that I believe that there's a new evolution of community coming in, where just like trees thrive in community, we thrive in community too. And just being heard. I did these thousands of donation based calls with people all over the world, and everybody had air, everybody had water, everyone had a shelter over their head when they needed it, everyone had
Mm-hmm.
enough food, everyone had a relationship, although it didn't have to be a twin flame. It could have been with a plant, just something that you nurture that nurtures you
A
back.
dog, whatever. Yeah, a
Yeah.
cat. Yeah. I
And the thing
agree.
that people were missing was self expression, not regurgitating what somebody else told you, not posting what somebody else's quote is. No, you sharing what's going on real for you right now. And then after you do that, there'll be a new version of you that shows up. And after you do that, there's a new one. And you iterate yourself, because a lot of the stories we tell, like the one about being told when we were kids to finish what was on our plate, that story is from 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still telling it now. So if we get rid of, if we say it as much as we need, we can do a meeting on limiting beliefs from when we were kids. We show up, we laugh about it, and then we say, what one do we want to choose now? What beliefs do we want to choose to believe now? Can we see that there was always enough, that the food never goes to waste, really? It's all your energy anyway. You can't really be missing anything, because there's always something else going on that's really good. Even if you're fasting, some of the highest moments I've had in my life were because I fasted for a few days,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
No,
start
I
to feel
heard.
really good. It's just getting a new perspective, like looking at it from a new angle, and then letting that part of us go back to the light. And then it's like, well, now what? Well, now I really want to talk about whatever it is. And then let's get on the court and do that with each other. Really, you have a unique puzzle piece, and I do too. And if we put them together, we create a third mind.
Right.
And then if
Right.
three or four of us do that, well, now, in that community, there's like 40 of us or so right
Oh,
now.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty big.
doing
Yeah.
that. And then in my Patreon, there's like 1,000 people. That one's just not as interactive. It's where all my courses live. It's donation based. You can get
Mm-hmm.
stuff for free. It's just not really great for talking to each other. But the
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Networks one is really geared towards finding other people that have same things as you.
So you said
Uh,
what? That's an app that you download and then you join it there?
yeah,
Okay.
you can just get everything from my link. It's neilmaxwellenergy.com,
Yeah.
https://
Yeah.
neilmaxwellenergy.com.
At the end of at the when I post the podcast tonight, I'll make sure on the comment section, like I do for all the others, I'll add all
Cool.
your links so that anybody that's looking for you can find you easily.
Okay.
Um, I
Edge it.
I have a girlfriend at work. I work in a radio station in sales, and
Okay.
she's a beast. Like the girl can sell ice to an Eskimo, right? Like how they
Yeah.
say. And it's so funny because we were talking the other day of what a thriving business that's really developing right now is people paying, for example, for companionship to go walk in the woods with a person, or
Yeah.
like going back to basics, right? Because
Yeah.
of what you were saying, the computer. We've lost that human connection with each other. You sit in a restaurant where families are together and everybody's looking at their iPhone. Nobody's
Yeah.
talking to each other, and
Yeah.
this is a blessing and a curse because it's allowed us to connect to like you people around the world, right?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
contacting you and but then it's lost that one-to-one connection with family members, spouses, so
Well,
people
it's
are,
you. It's you. It's just reflecting you back to you. So you can use it for the things, co-create with it for the magical things that it brings us, and then just turn it off and put it in a drawer before you go out of the house,
yeah,
and not feel like the fear that I'm not gonna know where I'm gonna go
yeah,
or how am I gonna how's that gonna
yeah, for
and you
sure.
have some laughs. Like I would go out with my debit card and I don't have access to my apps sometimes. And I have like $5 less than I try to spend or something like that. And it's like, oh, I don't have my phone, but guess what? There's always someone there with $5 if I need it.
Yeah, true. That's true. Somebody to
Or
the
more.
rescue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, so clearly we are in a world that is in a mass awakening right now, right? People are talking about this more and more. And one thing that I am noticing is that a lot of the younger children are coming in awakened already, or they are understanding this so much easier than we did, for example, or that I did. I'm not going to put you into the equation. I'm going to say it for myself, for example.
Yeah.
Like I
Hmm.
noticed my daughter, I'm breaking my head around trying to understand certain things and she just comes in with some straight answers. Like she's a straight shooter with just the way that she sees things.
Yes.
She could be very logical, but she could also be very spiritual. And
Yeah.
some of these even younger children are coming in even more spiritually in tune with whatever's happening. Is it because the planet is shifting and it's evolved and that's how the
Yeah.
souls come in? Is that does that explanation make sense?
Yeah. I mean, depends on how you want to look at it, but the best way I felt to describe it is just to say that their DNA is already awakened.
So
And
that's what I'm
so,
saying. So at that point, it's like they're just coming in their DNA is just coming in
yeah.
at that level, at that.
It doesn't mean that they don't need guidance though, because they're still kids, in the human experience. So even though you can have a kid come in who's 12 years old who plays guitar better than Jimi Hendrix, or
That's
8
crazy.
years old who's better than, and they have access, they're like money is like an arbitrary ticket system that we put on things that we need, and then we make you go run around to get those tickets. It doesn't make sense. Like they get that stuff, and yet they're still here to explore gender issues, let's say, or they're here to explore whatever it is they're here to explore, and everything that is here is supporting them in that exploration. So they still want your support. They're not they're not just so wise that they don't still need you. It's just that they don't have the stories the same way. So if you think of it like, it seems like I'm picking on you, but I'm not. It's just an easy example.
I'm
Okay.
here for you to pick on me. I'm learning with
So
you.
the story of we got to eat everything on our plates, right? I
Yeah.
grew up in England and Scotland. We had that story too. I tend to finish what's on my plate most of the time. I usually only put on my plate what I want to eat.
What
But
you want to
anyway,
eat?
but what they what they say is that the more you carry that story with you, your DNA is, they told it was 90% junk DNA, but is there anything junk in nature? There's nothing junk in nature. So nature is very efficient. So when you release that belief, and then your DNA expands,
Ah, that makes sense.
and you
Okay.
get more sunlight and you think happier thoughts, your DNA opens, you become more self-expressed, which is what I created Soul Purpose Drive for, to self-express us. That opens up our DNA.
And now that new seed that's coming through us, that new soul, right, that's coming through us now comes in more evolved. That makes
Yeah.
complete sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've already got a lot more opening. When we make them do things the way we think it should be done, we actually go towards closing their DNA.
Right.
So when we would just, if they say they hate school and we got them out of school, I'm responsible to my kid, not for my kid. So
So how
when
do
we think,
so how do we support the generation's intuitive evolvement for or evolution?
Well, by being involved. I mean, if you get into the school system and look how your kids are being treated,
Yeah. Well, if we do that,
then
everybody's going to pull their kids out of school at this.
well, then we probably don't need school.
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, and being a part of the conversation, not being like, oh, I'm too busy because I need to do this, this, and that. And you know what I mean? Like, don't be too busy for your kids. Like, your
Yeah.
kids are you. And the more you're with them, they will get from you the stabilizing factor that you have from the time you've been here,
Yeah.
and realize that they're safe, and they will give to you as well how they live in the moment so much, how
Mm-hmm.
they're not thinking about the future or the past stories, and so together, just be more with your kids, spend more time with your kids. Like, the old paradigm was to keep mom and dad so busy that they never saw their kids. It didn't matter how much money you had, you still
Yeah.
probably didn't see your parents that much.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the new paradigm is we need our kids, we need our elders, we need you, we need the medium age people, we need the old people, we need all the people to come together and go, I have an idea about this, I got an idea about that. Great. Let's put our minds together and our hearts together and come out with new solutions that in the community, we've got 22-year-old people. I mean, I've got people that follow me from all different
I
ages,
believe you.
and 65-year-old people. And it's really by coming together and having an exchange, a
Yes.
two-way exchange, that we are contributing to each other and leveling each other up. So at first, the awakening is for you. Go isolate in your house and do whatever you need to do. And then the awakening becomes for other people. And I asked enough, how can I give my unique talents and gifts to those people around me? Well, every social media account I ever started just grows. Everything I do online grows. So I was like, okay, I'll create this community and I'll give that to the community. I'll give the growth that I have and the realizations that I have and my guides to the community, and it's been the most favorite thing I've ever done. It has supported me financially as well. And beyond that, though, it's like the thing I would have done anyway. I love doing it. I love going live there. I like to do surprise lives. I like to. I'm excited for our in-person live that's coming up in a few weeks. That's the beginning of many. It's my highest excitement to go on tour and come and see people.
Are you going to stream it while you're there
They
or?
do have internet. I think they told us they have like a sauna and a yoga retreats and food and stuff like that, but it is in a campground, so I'm not sure what it's going to be. But I'll record some stuff and I'll put it up, especially in the Patreon and the Soul Purpose Drive, and
Yeah.
probably create something and I'll get out to YouTube eventually.
You talk about how there's a shift in money happening on the planet. You have some experience with that as
Yeah,
running a hedge fund, a crypto hedge fund. So clearly, you're a smart guy. You're familiar with money. You understand how money operates. Um,
yeah.
what's changing, and how can we align with that today?
Well, the biggest thing is just not seeing it as something separate from you. Because the more you tell the story of how you need to go get it, and it's something out there that's going to make now better, even the telling the story of, well, I need money for groceries, for example,
Yeah.
these little stories that we think don't matter. Well, whatever you're sharing, you're crystallizing into your reality. So if you want it to just come easily to you, start telling the story of how easily it comes to you. In fact, for most of you, if you could just get off the topic of money long enough to just stop all the other frequencies that you have told about it, just let them calm down and go back to this. And then you stop looking at your checking accounts and your bank accounts and your crypto accounts. You just stop paying attention to it that much. To be honest, your life it would just show up when you needed it. It would be there when you wanted to go use it. If it ever wasn't there when you wanted to go use it, it's because the thing that you were going to buy isn't relevant for the experience that you're here for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if instead of making that wrong and complaining about what you don't have, you just focus on all the beautiful things that you do have, then you'll be free. And that's really what most people want money for anyway. They think it's going to give them freedom. The truth
Correct.
is, no amount of money will give you freedom. You
It
give yourself freedom,
yeah.
and then let the money just be a reflection of the freedom that you found for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you the $1 million question since we're since
Okay,
we're on the topic of money. Are
sure.
we living in a dream and only waking up when we die?
Well, you're living in a dream, correct? Um, every time you go to rest at night, you go to visit the rest of you. So if you haven't woken up in your dreams, when you wake up in your dreams, you'll wake up in this dream, and then you can let dreamlike manifestations into this dream. So it is all a dream. It's just you getting looser with it, loosening up your hand on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
relaxing more with it, and having fun with it. Um, Now it is more dreamlike. The more structured you are, the more you need it, conditional you are, the more conditions you put into your life. I'll be happy when I have this amount of money. I'll be happy when this changes. I'll be happy with
Yes.
that house. I'll be happy with this
Yes.
car. I'll be happy. All those are conditions that you put into your field. Then
Mm-hmm.
you will get a lot of conditions back. It'll be like, okay, you can have that if you do this. You can have that if you do that. So if you just get happy and stay happy and just say, I choose to be easy to please today, now the the program will be easy to please you because you are
Mm-hmm.
being easy to please. So it's easy to put you in front of the people that are you're meant to be in front of because you're not going, no, I'm too busy for that, or
You're
I'm
not
too cool
fighting
for
it. You're
that,
not
or
fighting it. Yeah, you're
yeah,
just going with this. You're surrendering to the flow of
yeah.
the
And it also
universe.
can be saying no, thank you, because you choose to rest right now. That's okay too. That's a form of self-love. But the more you appreciate yourself, I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love, I'm tapping my face right now, like EFT tapping. I deeply love and accept myself. It's no coincidence that we say that stocks, bonds, and houses appreciate in value. But actually, if you appreciate yourself, you will
Yes.
see all the value of everything in your life go up. And it doesn't have to be small incremental jumps that like somebody would graph out for you. It can be you were here one day and then all of a sudden you're up here
Yeah.
because you just started loving yourself more. And then that video doesn't get any traction, how to love yourself more. But if I put how to make $1 million in a day, it would. Or if I told you that if you
Right.
bought this and that because it'll make you more money, you'd be like, yeah, give me that. But the real way to get that is just to appreciate what you already have, appreciate who you already are, be thankful, send love out to people, be kinder to people, give more to people. Imagine you were going to die in 7 days. Who would that let you be today? What
Right.
would you say no to? What would you say yes to? Who would you give to? Be that person. And then if you do die, don't tell people that I told you to do this exercise.
Oh, well, one of the things about you is, you're a fairly young man, young guy,
Yeah,
and and you have a level of wisdom and mysticism about you that's very profound, and you're very engaging and you're easy to communicate with, and there's something about you that's just attractive, right? Just to listen to what you're saying.
love.
So keep doing what you're doing, please, because you've resonated with me, and I'm sure thousands of others. So with that being said, let me ask you one final question. And what does living in joy mean to you, Neil?
It means following my nose. It means that if I want to follow it to the park right now, I can, or to the reservoir, or on a hike, or here with you. Right. Out of all the other places I could be right now with all the other people in my life, I choose to be here with you right now because
Mm-hmm.
it's my highest excitement to be here with you. So
Thank
truly
you.
honoring what my highest excitement is. And thank you for choosing to be here too. You could be doing anything else right now and you're choosing to be here. And so it's really about honoring our own presence and then paying attention to things that we want to see grow and not paying attention to things that we don't want to see grow anymore.
Yes. Yes, I love that. I love that. Neil, so why don't you quickly just share where anyone that's listening right now, or in the future and wants to connect with you, to see some of the courses that you're offering, workshops, some of your teachings, when you do your in live meetings, how can they connect with you?
I think I'm Neil Maxwell Energy, Neil Maxwell Energy on Instagram. I think I have a TikTok with that.
Are you on
Uh,
Facebook also?
I'm on Facebook.
And
I'm
you have
gonna
a
change
YouTube?
that.
You have a YouTube
I have
channel?
a YouTube. Yep.
Okay,
It's
cool.
all through neilmaxwell.com, but it doesn't have a www in front of it right now. It's just https:// Neil Neil Maxwell with two L's energy.com.
I'll look it up, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
clarify this. Okay, I'll make sure to add everything, like I said earlier,
Okay,
in the comment section when I post this on our YouTube channel, so
cool.
that anybody that's looking to reach you. But I really want to thank you, Neil.
Okay, same.
This was great. I feel good. You know, I feel happy. I feel really happy speaking with you. And
Same.
you know, this was a great evening to spend it with you, sharing all your knowledge. I'd love to be able to stay in contact with you. Um,
Perfect.
with your teachings and your workshops, and learn a little bit more about everything that you're doing on your end, to help us all evolve. So everyone watching, I want to thank you again for tuning into our YouTube channel here at the Bear Experiment Podcast. I'm your host, Monica Clavijo. Thank you so much. Please consider subscribing to our channel, hitting the notification bell so you never miss awesome episodes. We're here to
Mm.
elevate and just grow spiritually together. It's rough out there sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. It's all our perspective. So thanks again, Neil, and thank you all for watching. Have a good one.